This class is sponsored by the Krokbragd 101 course. This is a course that will teach you everything you need to know about getting started with Krokbragd. I give you two options, one for a single heddle, pickup stick and heddle rod, and another option for two heddles to suit your skills and your circumstances. To begin with, we weave a beautiful sampler, and I provide the sampler in two different colorways to get your imagination going. Then we move on to a beautiful wall hanging that will make a wonderful piece of art, either to gift or to hang in your own home. With over 9 hours of content and multiple printable PDFs, this class really does cover everything. If you'd like to find out more about Krokbragd 101 course, I'll leave the link in the description box down below. And if you're just interested in some more free videos on the basics of weaving Krokbragd, I'll put a link down below for that as well. But today we're going to have a look at how to weave some simple but lovely columns. So let's get going. To start off making some columns, we'll need two different colors, and I like to use colors that contrast well just to really show those columns up. So we're going into the up position and our pickup stick forward, and the first color that I'm going to use is this sort of hot pink. So I'm going to bring that in. Bubble the weft and beat. Back into the up position. Now I'm going to bring in my second color for the heddle rod. I'm also going to tuck my little tail in over here just to keep things nice and neat. And then I'll bring my second color in this side just so that I don't have a build-up of tails on one side. So now we're lifting the heddle rod and taking this blue through, bubble and beat, and then we finish off with the down. Also need to bring that tail through. And if your tail's a bit bubbly on the other side, the pink one that you finished off, you can just give that a little tug from behind, and that will encourage it to sit down nicely. Okay, I'll go back into the up position and bring in my extra beater. You'll notice I'm using a different beater now. I was using a fork before, but I also have this little tapestry beater that I like to use because I can do a larger section at once. The fork gives me a fairly small section that I can do. The fork's fine, it just takes a little bit longer. Whereas with an actual dedicated tapestry beater like this one, I can do it all very quickly. So all I'm going to do is repeat what I just did, and that's how we're going to build up our columns, is just by repeating colors so that the same colors are building vertically on top of each other. So you remember that we started off with the pink. So heddles up, need to bring my pickup stick forward, take my pink through. May look red on the camera. Hot pink is very difficult to represent accurately on camera. And then the blue with the heddle rod lifted. And then down. Now before I go back into up position, I'm going to advance a little bit. So I need a bit more room. Okay, go back into up and grab my beater and beat that down. We'll repeat once more, and then I think you've probably seen me do it enough times. So heddles up, pickup stick comes forward. Take that through for the first pick of the 3 pick sequence. Back into up, slide the pickup stick back, and then I bring in my blue. Now I do need to wrap this edge because this is my heddle rod edge. Okay, then I can take that through. Bubble, beat, and then down. Fix up my edge, but keep it nice and loose. Bubble, and then beat. Back into up and bring my extra beater in. This yarn is beading really beautifully on this set, but I do notice that when I finish my 3-pick sequence, I can see just a little bit of the warp showing through, and so I want to make sure that I bring in the extra beater and beat that down so there's no warp showing at all. Now, before I continue on without you, we might have a little close-up look at this, just in case you need to see this action a little more closely. Starting back with the pink, my heddle's up and I'm bringing my pickup stick forward, going through with my weft, fixing up my edge a little, leaving it nice and loose, and then bubbling that down. Beat, heddle up again, pick up stick back. Now comes the blue, and I'm going to wrap that edge, and then lift my heddle rod and take that blue through. Fix up my edge, leave it loose, got a nice curve going there, bubble that, then beat, and then the down shed is our last shed in blue for the 3-step weaving sequence. Back into up. Bring in my little tapestry beater and beat that in nicely. So I'm going to continue working on my columns. So if you have a look at the hot pink, at the moment they sort of look like dots. So that might sort of give you another idea for design possibilities, in that if I wanted to represent little bands of dots like this, I could then go on and weave something else above it and have bands of the dots going across if I wanted to. But I'm going to keep building. I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep building for. I'll see how it looks before I come back and show you the columns, because you are going to need a good section in order to see the length of the columns.